Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome here to Tony's Sleep Hacks and Journal. I'm super excited today to have an amazing guest, Mr. Carlos Alvarez. And Carlos, could you please kind of introduce yourself, like for people who don't know you, just tell us what you're all about and how you got started.
I got started by doing everything that supposedly you shouldn't do. But before even saying that, I'm blessed to be on the show. Thank you so much. I was just working a lot of dead end jobs. I'm an elementary school dropout, and the serial entrepreneur bug. I'm not sure how deep you want me to dive into this, but the serial entrepreneurial bug bit me. I started selling on eBay.
Yeah.
And e-commerce in general. My eBay sales, this is 16 years ago, really exploded, and I graduated into Amazon. I'd say one of my more notable businesses on Amazon is it's a live insect brand that most people that know it by. And the last 2 years, those businesses have grossed over $100 million per year. So
Wow.
it's been a ride. I'm also I guess an early adopter of technology, happily married, 4 dogs, 2 kids.
Let me ask you this. How important is education, do you feel? I mean, do you think in this environment, do people need to necessarily kids go to university or college, or what should they be doing?
That is an amazing question, man. And I feel like I seesaw on that.
Yeah.
I bias towards, formal education is not needed because, well, I've succeeded and I didn't have formal education. But there are many instances on this journey that I've been on where I've had businesses and business partners and everything where we imploded, and I kind of had to like peanut butter and jelly it because there was no money, because I didn't know things like cash flow,
Mm-hmm.
bookkeeping, things that I would have been taught in formal education. So I think formal education alone will not get you where you want to go, if that is being a successful entrepreneur.
Right, of course. What does success mean to you right now? Because you've achieved so much. Is success even redefined for you at all?
It's constantly redefined. You're asking amazing questions. Like, this is like right to the juggler questions. That's a struggle that I actually have right now. A lot of people's like, what's the hardest thing going on for me right now?
Yeah.
And I hate to use this term, but it's work-life balance. So for me, successful being a new dad is I want to be a rock star father and a very physically, emotionally, and mentally present husband, while also not taking my foot off the gas in my entrepreneurial passions.
Yeah.
That would be my best description.
Yeah, because what I found, what I struggle with is the most successful people are generally, and I've heard this before, are workaholics. And I'm thinking, do I want to be doing this 24/7 and I'm missing out on other stuff?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I am that workaholic. I still put in 80, 90 hours a week, and I have to, fortunately I have a very understanding wife, and she'll check on me and be like, baby, you've been going at it for 14 hours, 16 hours. And I have to, come back to reality, which is why I struggle, or why I'm putting a lot of attention now to focus more on that side of things.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I get some people that come up to me and just say, you're working 80, 90 hours a week. Oh my God, I thought you were successful. You didn't read the 4-hour work week. Are you stupid? And that frustrates me, because it's like, dude, like, and they start quoting Tony Robbins and all these people. And I'm like, yeah, these are amazing people, but you're looking at their chapter 20, like their chapter 1.
Yeah.
Like they were looking, like right now they're looking for meds to let you sleep 8 to 10 hours a day peacefully. But back then they were looking for meds that would allow you to be up for 4 days with no sleep while they grinded.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, you've scaled so quickly. What are the key processes that you've put in place that allow you to have the kind of free time to really reach out and help newbies, which is really inspirational? And that's why I'm really honored to have you out here, because most people don't have that kind of time. And like, share some of that, like success. How have you been able to achieve that that gives you that kind of time?
First, I guess, succeeding fast is relative.
Okay.
I've been a workaholic, putting in, 3 times the normal amount of time into this for 15 years.
Yeah.
And in certain aspects, I've already achieved success. And in other ones, I'm still, you know, on that journey. But how I make time to help other people, even though I have, over 50 businesses, a massive teams and all this stuff, it, and it still sound cheesy, but it's just so true. And that is, I realized that I needed to achieve a certain level of mastery, if you will,
Hmm.
around certain subjects for me to do what I wanted to do. And I learned accidentally that the only way for me to achieve that mastery is by teaching. So I realized, helping someone out, or whether they'd call it coaching or anything, and someone's like,
Yeah.
you should charge for that. And I didn't. I realized that I was actually, sharpening the axe when I was doing that, because one thing is doing something by rote, and the other one, when you go to tell someone do this and this and this, and they're like, but why?
Yeah.
Why don't you do this? So it forces you to have a greater understanding of everything. So I find that I love helping people,
Hmm.
but and it feels good, but there's also a selfish piece in there. And that is, I realize clearly that the more I help people, the stronger I become.
Right. Yeah, no, that's very inspirational. Do you follow Gary Vee at all? Because he inspired me to start doing this podcast, because it's just inspirational. To his whole philosophy is just to give it away for free, and it'll come really back to you in the long run.
Yeah, I do love Gary Vee's extremely inspirational. He's on my list of, even myself now, when you wake up one day and you have that imposter syndrome, or you're like, I'm not the one for this, I can't do this, or you're just in a funk. He's on my list of, you know what, let me turn this on and listen to this person for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, Gary Vee's amazing.
Yeah, he can definitely be inspiring. And really, what kind of like tips do you have? Because this LinkedIn is really a B2B kind of platform. When people are reaching out to you, or reaching out in general, cold calling, what are the really key tips do you find that work to get the ear?
Like when somebody's reaching out to me on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
or cold calling,
Yeah,
um,
because maybe you're more agreeable than other people, because they're so busy.
it depends on what they're reaching out for.
Yeah.
I can say, if I had to just say one thing that really does not work, so I guess on the other hand, this is what would work.
Hmm.
Look at my profile, like read my profile, look at my last few posts. I get bombarded every day with,
Yeah.
do you really want to be successful on Amazon? You really need to get a hold of me. I can teach you FBA and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, I always have tons to learn, but you really didn't read anything about me there. Or just something like e-commerce, email is dead. I really need to help you. And it's like, wow, I post a lot of stuff. I don't believe email's dead. Like,
Yeah.
why? Now, if it's somebody that's, trying to pitch me on their tool or their service, I just do have limited amount of time.
Yeah.
So create a demo and send me the demo. It's unfair to think that you expect me just to alter my tool stack, which has been successful for me, and insert yours to test and then give you feedback and pitch it to my group.
Hmm.
So think it through, like consider me in your plan.
Yeah.
And if you really want my help, help me help you create that demo, create that, beta environment, so I can bring some of my squad in and test this out and be able to honestly say, yeah, this is awesome.
Perfect. And finally, how can people contact you? Because it's great that you're so open. And what's the best way?
Well, the singular best way is, I put this out there everywhere, is you
Yeah.
could really just call or text me. Text works better. It's 305-902-1283. I think out of every show, maybe one person does. So everyone's like, oh my God, your number. After that, I'm very active on Instagram
Yeah.
at Wizards of Amazon.
Perfect. Thank you for appearing, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
You rock, Tony. Bye.
Take care.